Ek verwelkom nou ons gas, joernalis vir vanaand, Pieter-Louis Myburgh van News24 en ook Sikonathi Mantshantsha, adjunkredakteur van die Financial Mail. Sikonathi, I want to start with you. So Eskom's board and management don't seem too worried about the state the utility is in. What would your diagnosis be? Are they doing as well as they say?
If I would believe Eskom, I would believe anything. Like Lynn Brown said, she can't believe them anymore. I refuse to believe them. The facts stand and they have not disputed the facts. Let's start here. They said 20 billion rand is the absolute minimum they should have in the bank account, and that's what they have.
Okay, but to ordinary people, that sounds like a lot of money, right? And they can say, voor ek nie uit kom, Pieter-Louis, they can say revenue is up 79% to 177 billion rands. Even, profit is 888 million. That sounds pretty good, no?
It's absolutely nothing in the scale of Eskom. 3 years ago, 20 billion rand was enough for 4 months. Eskom has since gotten bigger and is running more operations, and as you have seen, the costs keeps scaling up. So 20 billion rand is less than 3 months of working capital, and Eskom admitted that today.
En elke keer Pieter-Louis wat hulle geld opraak, moet hulle by die regering bakkant staan vir bailouts.
Absoluut, Waldie, maar dit raak nou natuurlik 'n enorme probleem as jy dan kyk na die regering moet ook daardie geld gaan leen, en elke keer as daar 'n nuwe verjas gekom waar finansminister afgedank word, gaan die kredietgraderingsagentskappe ons kredietwaardigheid afgradeer en dan raak daai skuld ook baie duurder. En dis 'n baie groot probleem dat Eskom se skuldboek ook so enorm is. Jy weet hulle sit met 'n 350 miljard rand skuldboek. Jy weet dis 'n enorme hoop skuld waarmee hulle sit. So nie so
rooskleurig nie. Oor daai skuld. So is dit 'n noodwendige probleem dat Eskom met soveel skuld sit, want dit is tog eintlik kapitaal wat hulle leen om nuwe kragsentrales en so mee te bou, reg?
Weet in wese behoort dit nie te wees nie as die boeke klop en die syfers lyk rooskleurig, maar aan die ander kant, jy weet die ekonomie is besig om 'n bietjie te hoes, ons weet dit, jy weet die ekonomie is besig om baie stadig te groei of glad nie te groei nie, en dit het natuurlik weer 'n effek op die kragverbruik, die aanvraag vir krag. Hoe minder industrie kan sien om uit te brei, so hoe kleiner gaan die aanvraag vir krag wees, en dan gaan Eskom se inkomste ook daal.
So are we using more or less electricity? The revenue is up, but there are interesting differences between the demand for Eskom electricity outside of South Africa and inside. What are we doing as consumers in this last cycle?
Even with the demand from outside, Eskom has still sold and produced less electricity than it did last year. So the increases in the revenue is only due to the price increase you have to pay for your consumption at home. That's the difference. It's 0.2% down. That notwithstanding the fact that sales to countries like Zimbabwe, Botswana and Namibia have skyrocketed because they have got no other client. They killed demand all those years ago.
Okay, but last year Eskom got only a very small increase in the tariffs that they're allowed to charge from municipalities and consumers. This year they might be asking for more than 20%. Is that right?
I don't know what small increase to you is, but a 12% increase is not small. They got the 8% annual for the 5 years, and then the regulatory clearing account bumped that up to about 12% for 1 year. But remember, 3 or 4 years ago, Eskom got a 25% increase, and the previous year the same.
Okay, goed, so hulle melk ons en hulle is finansiëel in die moeilikheid. Ons het dit nou bepaal. Pieter-Louis, wat is die rede hiervan? Ons hoor van 3 miljard rand se onreëlmatige besteding. Ons hoor van hierdie kontrakte met trillion. Kan ek gou vir jou net daaroor vra voor ons kom na die individue soos Molefe en Koko en hierdie mense. So Trillion is 'n maatskappy wat bande het met die Guptas en hulle het 'n baie duur kontrak gesluit met Eskom om wat te lewer vir Eskom.
Dit is 'n baie goeie vraag daar, Waldie, maar ek dink nie ons gaan 'n meer skreiende voorbeeld hê van absolute plundering as hierdie Trillion fiasco nie. Jy kyk na hierdie transaksieadvieskontrakte wat aan hulle toegestaan is, hier by die 500 miljoen rand, en Eskom kon in daardie stadium nie regtig enige lig werp op waarop hulle geld spandeer het nie. Trouwens, Eskom het in daai stadium toe die nuus gebreek het ontken dat hulle enige geld betaal het aan Trillion. Nou vandag weet ons vir die eerste keer dat hulle het wel die geld betaal. 500 miljoen rand vir wat? Jy weet, hierdie tipe maatskappye, hierdie transaksieadvieswerk word altyd, jy weet, hulle regverdig dit deur te sê dat ons het Transnet gehelp om hulle skuldbeplanning te hedge en beter beplanning te doen met hulle skuld en projekbestuur en so. Daar is funksies wat normaalweg in 'n maatskappy soos Eskom intern behoort gedoen te kan word. Hulle het 'n enorme hoeveelheid mense wat vir hulle werk wat behoort opgeleid te wees in hierdie soort van funksies en so. So mense weet nie hoekom dit self intern gedoen kan word nie.
Sikonathi, so this trillion scandal which saw the worldwide consultancy McKinsey today being axed or suspended from Eskom. This is not the only example of Eskom being captured or abused at the behest of the Guptas, right? There was also that huge discount that was given to the Optimum coal mine of more than a billion rand. I mean, could you say that Eskom was captured, or can you say that Eskom is still captured?
Eskom is absolutely captured. The people, let's be clear here and let's be frank, the people that work for Eskom have absolutely been captured. Anuj Singh today cannot deny or confirm whether he was in Dubai. And a journalist from the Amapungane unit presented invoices that she said were paid for by the Guptas of his stay at the Oberoi Hotel. And he could not respond to that. It was not the first time we've put those questions to him. I have personally tried to get answers from him out of that. No. Now, but add that 500 million rands they paid to trillion. That's money that appears to have been stolen, because Eskom itself says, these guys, we don't know if they did or did not do any work for us. That's 500 million rands that you could add back to that 888 million rand profit. You get 1.3 billion rand profit. McKinsey got another 945 million rand. Again, you could ask there, what value did they add? And see if you could add back that to the 1 billion rand that you have now clawed back from trillion.
Okay, sure, but so now today's press conference, which should have happened last week, they tried to create the impression that they are doing something, right? They announced some disciplinary action against Machela Koko, the previous CEO and also head of Generation, who's involved in his own scandal, they are pretending to be running a cleaner show. I mean, is this real or fake?
It's great you are using the word they are pretending to be doing it. I'll tell you this, Cliff Decker Hofmeyer and Nkonki Incorporated, on the 23rd of June already, and I have had that file for a few weeks, they handed it to Eskom and said, there you go, you can go ahead and charge these guys. It's exactly a month later now, today. Nothing has happened. The only reason you even got that statement out of them is because, one, they know that they cannot conceal that document. They cannot keep it hidden anywhere. And I have been asking for weeks already now, where are these charges? And I have made it very clear to them that not only myself, but I believe that a few other journalists may or may not have that document, and they knew there's no way they could get out of it. So they will do, in my opinion, a sham disciplinary hearing, and then find him not guilty of anything and return him to the job. So,
met de golden handshake, Pieter-Louis. Maar so charging om iemand aan te kla en kriminele stappe te doen is een ding, maar toch sekerlik kon die politieke prinsipaal, die minister Lynn Brown, wat verantwoordelik is vir al die staatsondernemings, toch sekerlik kon sy al lankal opgetree het.
Dit is 'n baie goeie punt daai. Dit is nie asof Lynn Brown gister ingetree het en die nuwe minister van openbare ondernemings geword het nie. Hierdie het 'n baie lang verloop van vergrype. Ek bedoel, ons het al vir die laaste 4-5 jaar, op 'n byna weeklikse basis geleer oor dinge wat verkeerd gaan by Eskom. Dis nie net hierdie Gupta verwante vergrype nie. Dis die absolute fiasco met die bou van Medupi en Kusile en geld wat ook daar verdwyn het.
So baie laat is.
En baie laat is, verskriklik laat. So vir Lynn Brown om nou wakker te skrik en die goeie persoon te speel of die goeie minister te speel wat nou regtig wil ingryp en dinge regkry is 'n bietjie bedenklik.
Sikonathi, Business Day wrote recently about the new chairman that he was woefully inadequate. Zetembe Khoza. I'm not sure whether those were your words, but they appeared in your sister newspaper. Why is he being described like that?
I'll stand by every word I wrote it. He's absolutely unsuitable, unqualified. He should not have been anywhere near Eskom, let alone a director of Eskom. Zetembe Khoza left Telkom in 2014 around September under a cloud. There was a disciplinary hearing for non-performance as a contact center manager. 3 months later, he is chairman of Eskom. what is it that qualifies one to be a director of as strategic and as important a company as Eskom? If power went off now for 1 second, all of us will feel it. What is it that qualified Zatembe Khoza and any of those directors on that board, all of them, what is it that qualifies them to be directors of Eskom?
Sikonathi, last word there went to you. Thank you very much. Dankie Pieter-Louis. Bly ingeskakel. Net na die advertensies gesels ek met advokaat Gerry Nel oor privaat vervolging.